Hi, and welcome. Today I'm going to talk a little about Gauss's law. Okay, so what is Gauss's law? What does it tell us? Well, Gauss's law tells us that in nature there are such things as positive electric charges and negative electric charges, and that these electric charges can interact with one another without even touching each other through what is known as electric fields. Now, by convention, we say that electric fields are directed away from positive charges and towards negative charges. But it doesn't end there. Gauss's law also helps us to relate the flow of electric field through a given closed surface to the charges enclosed by this surface. Now, that's quite a mouthful. What does this actually mean? Well, as an example, let's say you have a hollow cube, and in this cube you place one positive electric charge. Let's also say you have a second cube, the same size as the previous one, and that in this cube you place two positive electric charges. Clearly, the second cube has a greater amount of electric field going through it than the first. We call this flow of electric field flux. So then, let's rephrase Gauss's law. Gauss's law tells us that the net electric flux through a given closed surface equals the charge enclosed by that surface divided by some number that, for now, we'll just call epsilon naught. We can talk a little bit more about this number in a later video. Now, that word, enclosed, is extremely important because it tells us that if there is no charge enclosed by the surface, then there's zero flux. As an example, let's say you have a hollow cube, and outside of this cube you place a positive electric charge. The net flux through this cube is said to be zero because there is no charge enclosed or inside of the cube. Why is it zero? Well, as you can see, all of the electric field going in through one side of the cube comes out through the other. So the net flux must be zero. So then, here's a quick review of what we have learned. 1. We have seen how Gauss's law tells us that there is such thing as positive and negative electric charges. 2. That these electric charges can interact with one another through electric fields. 3. That the flow of electric fields is called flux. And 4. That Gauss's law helps us to relate the flux through a given closed surface to the charges enclosed by that surface. Well, that's about it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.